We're at Money in the Bank, and rumours have been circulating that Goldberg is scheduled to make an appearance. But when or does he show up? Well, the show runs along smoothly with no mention or teasers of Bill. Match after match goes by and nothing. That is until Goldberg spears the holy hell out of Braun Breaker. His target is crystal clear, but why is his target the next generation? Why is he back? And how long will he be back? Well, on the Raw after Money in the Bank, we find out, but before then, Braun Breaker is kicked out of the building after demolishing security in a rage to find Bill. But later on in the show, we hear from the man himself as he stands in the ring and says, "You know, when I lost to Roman Reigns over 2 years ago, I thought my career was over, that I swung my last sword. But ever since then, someone took my place, or tried to at least. Braun Breaker. You really are trying to be me in every single way, aren't you, boy? I've been compared to you so many times, and I know you can't get back in here. And to be completely frank, I'm glad you can't, so you can hear this loud and clear. I still got some gas left in the tank, and I've got plenty of better spears than you left in the tank. Because Braun, you're next! And who knows, you might be my last victim." Goldberg makes a statement. He has his eyes set upon the next version of himself. What will Braun Breaker think? How will he respond? Well, we don't have to wait long as Breaker runs out from the crowd, but security stops him and he screams, "You robbed me for my moment! My big chance to win gold! You ruined that! And for that you'll suffer! You should have stayed retired, you old wrinkly piece of shit!" Braun is angry, and Bill just laughs and says, "You're a feisty one, aren't you? Well, how about this? I'll put you down at SummerSlam." How does that sound, Steiner? Anytime, anywhere, when I've sufficed. I'll have your head, you tired old rag. That's the spirit that your father had. I like it. Now channel that in our match, because after I'm done with you, who knows what's next for me. And with this, Breaker is escorted out of the building whilst Goldberg walks to the back. So how do things escalate the following week? Well, the show kicks off with Braun Breaker storming out of the ring and he screams, "Last week, Goldberg challenged me to a match, the biggest match of my career, and aside from the Steiners, I looked up to him growing up. I idolized him. Not anymore. He took away my biggest moment I've had since I started wrestling, and for that, at SummerSlam, he won't get Braun Breaker. You'll get Braun Steiner, and I'll honor my family's legacy by beating you and breaking you. Then you go back to your retirement home, and this time, you can stay there." How does that sound, Bill? Braun has made his declaration, but that's not all, as he continues and says, "And when I'm done with Bill, I guess people will ask me, who's next?" So let me answer that question to you, pieces of garbage. Once I beat you, Bill, I'm going after gold. I don't care who holds the championships, whether it's the Intercontinental or World Heavyweight Championship, I'm coming after them all. You're just a rodent I need to exterminate. You're a stepping stone for better things. That's all you are now. Nothing more. Because when you were more, you were the cancer of this company. And after SummerSlam, I guess I'll be the one injecting the poison into this company. Not those Wyatt freaks, not Solo Sikoa and his crappy little 2.0 bloodline. Me. And with this, Breaker walks to the back as somebody threatened makes his way towards the ring. And the following week, it's time for a contract signing between the two men, as it's also announced that the match at SummerSlam will be no holds barred. Braun is in the ring and is patiently awaiting Goldberg's arrival. He's even starting to mouth off insults as it takes excessively long for Bill to come out. But eventually he does. He shocks Braun for a second, but then he smiles, moves to the other side of the table, and allows Bill into the ring as he says, "I didn't think old dogs like you had new tricks. Glad to be proven wrong. Oh, save the backhanded compliments, boy. Let's get this over with." "Oh, you want to go back to the retirement home already? Don't you worry. I'll make it quick at SummerSlam so you can get back as soon as possible. The reason I want this done with is because you're a trash kid and I don't care for this. I don't care for the politics. I just want to beat you." Ha! For a man who could barely wrestle in his prime, you sure don't like to talk much, do you? You disgraced this business when you killed the Hitman's career, and that mistake will haunt me to my grave. And I want to make it right by giving you the best match of your career, to show I've still got it and to show you have it. Or do you? because once I'm done, who knows if you'll be the next big thing. Ha, very funny. I'm done with this now. Sign the contract, then the chaos will begin. And Goldberg does just that, but as soon as he does, Braun darts to the other side of the table, and the brawl is on, but the brawl ends suddenly as Braun puts Bill through the table. The younger, more versatile talent stands tall over the old WCW legend, and he says, "Coming back was your biggest mistake." And just like that, with Pierce screaming in his ear, Braun walks to the back. But there's still one more stop before the biggest party of the summer. And on that Raw, we see one final fierce stare down between the two, and Braun gets into his face and says, "You think you're still a badass, huh? Well, you're not. But I bet you're still an unsafe worker, aren't you? Bet you'll be stiff with me, and I welcome it. I hope you are, because you're gonna have to end my career to put me down for the free. Oh, kids, I can't wait to kick your head in." It's time for the colossal dream match between Bron Breakker and Goldberg, and to say this match is physical is a humongous understatement. Both men take it to one another. Goldberg even puts Bron through the announcer's table, but Bron won't stay down for the free, and when Bron's starting to fight back, he uses every move in his arsenal, especially spears. He spears Goldberg 3 times, but that doesn't keep him down, so Bron gets him up. Maybe a 4th spear will defeat Bill for good, but then Goldberg counters and hits a knockout kick. Bron is out like a light. Is this it for Bron Breakker? No! Bron kicks out. Goldberg can't believe it, and he lines him up for potentially the last spear, which is the last spear at the match, as Bron connects with it and locks in a Steiner recliner. Bill is screaming and writhing around in pain, and with there being no escape, Goldberg taps out. Bron Breakker has won. He proves he's the future of WWE, but he gives the past one last moment to stand in the ring, and Goldberg soaks it up and leaves the ring for the last time. And if you like the story, I think this might interest you.